beware your desires, Shane had been visualizing how Ilya would meet his parents. We, readers, see what happens next. Spoiler alert, if you don't know, beware.
Heated rivalry.
It's heated rivalry. Heated rivalry.
And you know what? Ilya feels he needs to end their relationship. He starts realizing he feels something. He's brave enough to recognize it as love. He doesn't want to name it for himself yet, but he knows what's coming. And he makes a decision. After the next night's game, he'll tell Shane it's over. But at that game, Shane got hurt. We remember. Ilya didn't get a chance to say it. And I was like, what? So when we see that beautiful moment, how they're like, close, he had this idea in his head to end it. So he didn't get a chance to say it. It's actually so different from the show. In the show, it's a beautiful, tragic moment, but in the book, it's real and it hurts. Being in the hospital, actually, even though Ilya had those intentions, he realizes, I do everything for him. Aww. He even thinks, maybe I'll take a vacation just to be with Shane, help him recover, sit there and read him his boring hockey book. You see, sacrifice. So, of course, he doesn't say it out loud, but it's so sweet, a little glimpse of character development, right? How he falls for him. After the hospital, Shane was recovering at his parents' place. It was driving him a little crazy. He wanted his independence back, as we all understand. He was texting with Ilya, and guess what? It was, well, you probably know, it was not sexting. They were actually talking. Yeah. At that moment, Ilya was again actually planning to put an end to their relationship. It was getting too strong, but then he saw Scott on the ice kissing his boyfriend coming out publicly, and Ilya thought, I'll go to the cottage. That was the turning point for them. He finally accepted what he felt, and he was ready to fight for it. That moment gave him power, push, confidence to follow his heart. He was brave and he knew things would settle. Well, he didn't know for sure, but he hoped. And what's sweet, by the cottage time, they both knew it had gotten too deep, and Ilya was excited to see the real Shane's home, not just the condo where they used to meet. Even without saying it, Ilya was actually bothered that Shane never showed him his real place. Later, he'd confess he wanted to see Shane's home, his room. He was even imagining it. Like for real, he was like, what's his room like? Probably it's boring, probably there are books. Yeah, he was imagining it. Later, we learned Shane's father saw them. And I would say, beware your desires. Before that, Shane had been visualizing how Ilya would meet his parents. Yeah, he was not intentionally, not manifesting, but visualizing Yeah, so the talk with his parents was pretty much like in the show. After that conversation, we, readers, see what happens next. And it's still the first book, not even the second. So, spoiler alert, if you don't know, beware. But I'll tell you, of course I'll tell you. So, Shane had a plan. Get Ilya to move to the Ottawa team, and that way, with Shane in Montreal, they'd be just 2 hours apart. And that's exactly what they did. They did it. They even launched their charity as they planned and introduced it to the media as they planned. And there's more. Shane told his team that he's gay, and it's totally all right. His best friend Hayden actually noticed something too. He realized Shane doesn't live in Boston to get laid anymore, and now that was in Ottawa. So Hayden joked. He joked your secret date must be Rozanov. But Shane used this opportunity to open up. Hayden was shocked, no. Later, they had a dinner at Shane's new home, his new home with Ilya. It was tense at first, but in the end, it's all right. So overall, apart from the world knowing they are lovers, everything else is pretty good. They still struggle. They can just live openly and they had to keep hiding their true feelings. Still unfair. Like, why do you have to hide your feelings because of the public expectations? That's so wrong. For a second, I was scared for their future because Ilya says he likes nerve-wracking fun stuff. And I thought, when they come out and it's a normal relationship, will it still be exciting for him with no adrenaline? But then we get to know something beautiful. Ilya says Shane is his home. They start doing other things together, their foundation, the charity work, and they even start cooking together, and they both enjoy it. So they connect not just through love, but social aspect as well. You know, I'm not sure I want to read the next book. It's thick, which usually means trouble, shattered glass ahead. I don't want to dive into it. I just want them to be happy together. What do you think? Well, probably I should. Yeah, probably I will. And one more thing, in the epilogue, there is this dinner with Hayden and his wife. And after they leave, Ilya and Shane talk and they say, I love you so many times, which is beautiful. But I found myself thinking, does anyone actually say it that many times? You would say, Olga, do you have a heart? But really, I actually relate more to the show The Middle. There's like a wife that asks her husband why he doesn't say I love you anymore, and he replies, I said it when we got married. If something changes, I'll let you know. So he doesn't need to say it over and over again. Of course, it's nice to see how they communicate. I'm very grateful for that little epilogue to see what's next. I wonder if they'll include these scenes in part 2 of the show. So now, friends, you have a fuller picture. As you notice, overall, the show stays very close to the book. Thanks to the show, the whole world got to see what Ilya and Shane had was real and good, ultimately unstoppable. I hope this story helps people to understand and remember that love is love, and it's wonderful when two people truly feel it for each other. There is nothing more honest or more beautiful than that. Well, thank you for being with me during this discussion. Let me know what you think. Maybe I missed something. Oh, probably I've missed a lot because I was like cutting. But let me know.